The stories and content featured in our videos and on the subreddits we follow may contain themes or actions that are not suitable for all audiences, including those that may be controversial or offensive. We do not endorse or condone any potentially harmful or malicious actions depicted in the stories. Viewer discretion is advised.
It was a typical Saturday night when I realized that my relationship was coming to an end. My boyfriend had been talking a lot about a social media influencer named Andrew Tate lately. He had been sharing many of his videos and seemed to really idolize him. I wasn't too concerned at first, but things started to take a turn when my boyfriend and I started drifting apart. I noticed that there was a growing distance between us. My boyfriend was always on the other side of the room and it felt like we were living in separate houses. My boyfriend seemed to stop doing things for me, like buying me coffee in the morning or bringing home my favorite takeout. He also stopped doing little things that he used to do, like leaving sweet notes for me or surprising me with small gifts. Every time I suggested we hang out, he would make up an excuse like, "I have to wash my hair," which was strange because it looked perfectly clean to me. But things really came to a head when my boyfriend started picking fights with me over every little thing and demanding that I refer to him as Top G. He was irritable and always annoyed, and it felt like he was constantly taking his frustration out on me. It was like he was looking for any reason to argue, even if it was just because I didn't fold the towels the way he liked. And then, one day, he started talking about breaking up repeatedly. It was like he couldn't stop bringing up the subject, even in the smallest of disagreements. It was clear that he was no longer interested in making the relationship work. He would say things like, "I can't do this anymore," or, "I'm just not happy with you," at the drop of a hat. But the final straw was when he stopped responding to my texts and calls altogether. It was like he had completely tuned me out. And when he was around, he barely paid attention to me. He was indifferent and seemed to care less and less about what was going on in my life. I knew it was time to end things when he started finding fault in everything I did. He was constantly criticizing me and putting me down, and it was clear that he was unhappy and unfulfilled in the relationship. He had lost his sense of humor and seemed to be unhappy all the time. To top it all off, he decided to use the money he had saved up for our engagement ring to buy a new Honda Civic. He also started talking about having families with multiple women internationally and spending a ton of time researching dropshipping. So, I took the initiative and ended things. It wasn't easy, but it was the right thing to do. It was clear that my boyfriend had checked out of the relationship and was no longer interested in making it work. It was time to move on. Top G will not be missed.